Many think of Japan as the mecca for video games, and that is not far from the truth. Sony and Nintendo have aisles stacked full of new and even classic titles, but if you're looking for Xbox, we have slim pickings. When shops can't sell or test items, they pack cheap bundles and sell them as junk. Today we'll check one full of Japanese Xbox 360 games. Welcome to Team Pandory.
Subscribe.
So this is what we got. Each bundle here costed 300 yen, which is around $2.30. We have no idea which games are in here, and they're sold as junk, so no returning, and no idea of condition. It's a thick stack, so let's get cracking. First game up is Borderlands 2. This is a highly praised game, and the manual is pretty bare bones. The disc is in great condition, and even though we bought it in Japan, it's fully playable in English. Here's Adrian from Arcade Attack with the back of the box.
Borderlands 2. Play as one of 4 new Vault hunters facing off against a massive new world of creatures, psychos, and the evil mastermind, Handsome Jack, exclusively for the Nvidia Shield Android TV and tablet. No, that can't be true.
Does that sound right?
I should read before I copy and paste off Moby Games, shouldn't I? I haven't played any Borderlands games. I know it looks pretty cartoony, pretty in your face. It's a game I do want to check out. I have interviewed actually the lead designer on the game, Paul Hellquist. He actually worked on BioShock as well, so a lovely interview. But you try and make questions for this particular man when you haven't played the game. It was a bit of a challenge, I tell you, but there you go.
Next game is Lost Odyssey. The illustration here looks very similar to early Final Fantasy games, and look at the amount of discs. 1. Okay, not 1, but 4. This manual here is full of artwork, and is pretty nice indeed. It looks very RPG-centric, fully Japanese, and pretty thick.
Just like my favorite pin-up model, actress Momoka Nishina. Yes, please.
And each one of these discs are in pristine condition. And unfortunately, we can't change this game into English. Here's the back of the box.
Lost Odyssey. From the creator of the legendary Final Fantasy comes the next generation of role-playing games, the epic Lost Odyssey. You play Kame, a 1,000-year-old immortal who can't believe anything of his own past, and his future is even less certain. You'll need all of your skill and a few tricks to help Kame discover his past, his destiny, and save the planet. So, are you ready for the RPG game of a lifetime? Yeah, it says there his future is even less certain. Isn't that true for everyone? Surely your future is a lot less certain than your past. So, there you go. But 1,000 years, Kame has seen it and done it, I guess. But not a game I've played. I do have some fond memories of some Final Fantasy games. Not really my particular favourite genre. My favourite probably being Final Fantasy VII back on the PlayStation 1.
Next up is the Idolmaster. In a previous video, we actually saw this game in the arcade, and you got to manage an idol. It's been released on many platforms, but unfortunately there's only been one official English release, which was for the iOS. But there has been releases of fan translations. The manual here has got many pages, and it's very easy on the eyes.
You really need to get out more.
Let's check the state of the disc. Perfect. But the game is in full Japanese. No English here. Let's get a back of the box.
Don't have a back of the box of this game because when I was doing some research, it's all in Japanese. I fully appreciate there is English translations for it, but I couldn't find that anywhere. But let's have a quick look at the synopsis and see if we can sort of fill in the gaps. So, the Idolmaster is an enhanced and upgraded version of the arcade game of the same name. Most elements from the arcade version is unchanged other than arcade-based mechanics. In-game modes were also remade from scratch. There are no longer time limits to choosing songs or outfits. This game looks crazy. I don't know if you've played it, Tim, or anyone that's listening or watching this has played it. It looks bonkers. I kind of want to play this game. It looks amazing.
Try the fan translation for the PSP. Next game, Dead Rising 2. This incredibly popular game by Capcom has an incredible manual. Look at this. You even get collector cards. This is pretty much the perfect manual. Not too thick and not too thin. Just right. Here's the disc, in perfect condition. And the game, complete English. back of the box.
Spurred on by the paternal instinct to protect his daughter, Chuck Green must survive Fortune City's zombie-infested strip. Take out the undead with items ranging from traditional weapons such as guns and swords to improvised ones including roulette wheels, croupier sticks, and stuffed marlins. Okay, fair enough. Add to your arsenal with a set of fully unique weapons, including the paddle saw, which is 2 chainsaws attached to each other at the end of a canoe paddle. There you go. And the intriguing drill bucket. Prove yourself in a series of multiplayer challenges for up to 4 players, from jumping into giant hamster balls and mowing down your foes to straddling a motorbike with chainsaws for handlebars. I mean, it sounds like a weird game where everything goes. Weapons are made out of everything, and I haven't played it. It does sound interesting.
Adrian, you should definitely play it. Next up, Mass Effect. This blend of science fiction and RPG was loved by a huge audience around the world. The manual here feels a bit weak with only screenshots and a load of text. There's not too many pages, but it reminds me a lot of the second book from Harry Potter, just with guns and screenshots. The disc is in perfect condition, but the game itself, complete Japanese. No English to find here, guys. Time for the back of the box.
Mass Effect is an immersive story-driven experience coupled with awe-inspiring visuals delivered exclusively to the Xbox 360. As one of the first human beings to step onto the galactic stage, you face a grave threat that may destroy all of civilization. Your job is complicated by the fact that no one believes that there is any threat at all. Travel across an expansive universe, exploring the uncharted corners of the galaxy, searching for pieces of the truth in order to discover how to defeat the coming destruction. Again, I'm going to annoy people now. It's a game I haven't played. I've always wanted to play it. It's been on my to-do list. I think it's on PC now. I've got to check it out. I've got to check this game out.
I'm going to pass. I don't quite like it.
Not your cup of tea.
I'm not a fan of that one. But yeah.
Next up, Guitar Hero Aerosmith Edition. Interesting thing is, I don't have one of them controllers, but checking this skimpy manual, it seems we might be able to use our Xbox 360 controller. Yay. Let's check the disc, and yet again, it's perfect. Just a little dirt on the edge. As for the game itself, it can be fully playable in English. Here's back of the box.
Rise to rock royalty with Guitar Hero Aerosmith. Light up the stage with some of the best rock and roll tracks of all time, including Aerosmith's greatest hits and songs from some of the world's best bands. Be part of the band and become Aerosmith with characters of the entire band, showing off legendary moves in the most electrifying rock venues. Now, I am a fan of Guitar Hero. I haven't played this particular edition. Aerosmith, not bad. They're okay. I wouldn't say they're always on my Spotify playlist, but I can enjoy a little bit of it now and then. Randomly, I've interviewed Tommy Tallarico, who I believe is the cousin of the lead singer of Aerosmith. There you go.
Alrighty, next game. This one, Sengoku Musou 2, also known as Samurai Warriors 2. An action-packed game by Koei, where you literally hammer the X button as fast as you can. If you want a bit more strategy, you can try the Empires edition, or if you want a bit more RPG, there is Romance of the Three Kingdoms. This manual here is full of information, but mainly uses screenshots. And how is the disc? This time, not perfect. A few little scratches and a bit of muck. This game has had some use, but it's all in Japanese. It's time for the back of the box.
Before the twilight of the samurai, Japan was ruled by powerful leaders, each hungry to unite and land under their own banner. Experience their battles in Samurai Warriors 2 as you defend your land and honor in the epic battle that united Japan. There you go. Haven't played this game, believe it or not. There's spoiler alert, but I have played Samurai Shodown. I don't know if there's anything like it.
That's
it's
nothing
the word
like
samurai.
it. I just remember playing these games just pressing one button over and over and over and over again. Yep.
I know they've done the spin-off Zelda versions, Hyrule Warriors, which I quite enjoy. It's not really my favourite Zelda things, but I do enjoy it, yeah. So.
Next up, Dead or Alive Extreme 2. This is a spin-off of the excellent Dead or Alive series, and the stars of this game are the girls. Rather than fighting, this one is more of a minigame collection, and this manual here is serious eye candy. Even if you can't read Japanese, this one is a delight to look through, and there are many things we can learn.
I keep this in the waiting room of my massage parlor. It gives me nice ideas on where to poke. I'm John Luke. Massage-man.
If we look at the disc, no real scratches, just a bit of dirt. Time for the back of the box.
Dead or Alive Extreme 2. Get wet with Team Ninja's newest graphical masterpiece. The Xbox 360 exclusive Dead or Alive Extreme 2. All your favourite Dead or Alive girls are back and ready to battle it out in the tropical waters of Zack's Island. Race high-performance personal watercrafts, compete in assorted and alluring activities, sunbathe on white sand beaches, and go all in at Zack's Casino. Choose your own adventure on Zack's Island and play at your own leisure in this non-linear, incredibly beautiful sequel of Life in Paradise. Haven't played it, but I want to know more about this Zack fella. He sounds pretty lucky.
I don't know if you like physics in your games, but yeah, the Dead or Alive series of games are great for that, right?
Is it? It's not a fighting game then, or is it?
No, this is kind of like a spin-off of the Dead or Alive series.
I was going to say Dead or Alive is more of a beat 'em up, isn't it, usually?
It is, yeah, with bouncy physics.
Next up, Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition. Fallout at its heart is a Western RPG, but the third title in the franchise really did open its wings to include first-person elements. When this was released on the PC, it didn't run too well on my system, and it's one of them games that justified a PC upgrade. This manual here really does sit well in the Fallout lore. Lots of information, and some nice artwork to enjoy. Let's check out the discs, and both of which are in very good condition. And the game is fully in Japanese. No English here, boys. It's time for the back of the box.
Experience the most acclaimed game of 2008 like never before. Create a character of your own choosing and descend into an awe-inspiring post-apocalyptic world where every minute is a fight for survival. Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition even includes all 5 of the Fallout 3 add-on packs. I have played Fallout 3. I played it for about 30 minutes. I didn't know what I was doing. I was walking around in a bunker. I got lost. I soon died and I stopped playing the game. So I'm not the best person to talk about this game. A lot of people love it. It didn't really click with me. I didn't give it the best chance, truthfully. Guys, I'm interested. Should I give it another go? What do you reckon?
Yes.
Yes. Says yes.
Yes, you should.
Again, it's a game I've played. It didn't really click, but it didn't seem like the usual FPS kind of game for me. But I suppose it's not really, is it? It's more of a...
Yeah, so Fallout is traditionally an RPG style game, turn-based. But Fallout 3, they mixed it up. So you could actually either play it as kind of like turn-based, or you could play it more like an FPS game. So there's kind of like two modes.
I think I must have played the FPS version.
Yeah, you'd actually think, you wouldn't be wrong for thinking it's an FPS game, to be fair. But the thing is, at the very start of the game, you do start as a baby in the bunker. And when I started playing that game, I was just like in tears. I was like, oh my God, I'm reborn, because you're actually born as a baby. And it's like, and you're crawling around in your little playpen, and you're like, ba ba boo boo, and then you're growing up through your teenage years, and then everything goes nuts, and then you escape the bunker, and then it's just like, go anywhere you want, go ahead, and
fair enough.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Again, it's a game I must play properly.
And the last one today is a double pack, Ace Combat 6 and My Beautiful Katamari. As you may or may not know, here at Team Pandory, we love Katamari. As for Ace Combat 6, this will be the first time I gave it a go. It's a long-running series that started from the days of the PS1, and it has its fans. The manual shows how to play the game, with information on aircraft maneuvers and data. The disc is looking good, and the game is both fully playable in English and Japanese. Time for the back of the box.
Get in the cockpits of your favourite combat aircraft and engage in supersonic battles on an epic scale. Experience war zones in photorealistic detail. Prove your supremacy globally in multiplayer online modes. Choose your tactical path in a massive scale living battlefield. Command aerial, naval and ground combat units. Pilot authentic licensed combat aircraft. Experience the intense drama of the battlefield. There you go, very bullet pointy back of the box by Ace Combat 6. Is it better than Ace Combat 5? I couldn't tell you. Is it better than Ace Combat 4? We hope so. It does sound pretty fun. I do quite like these kind of all-action kind of aircraft combat games. haven't played this particular series, but yeah, if there's 6 of them, they must be good, right?
Definitely. That like I played 0 of them. You know, that was the first one I played, Ace Combat 6, and I was actually quite impressed. It was actually really realistic. Yeah, I was kind of blown away by it. It was pretty good. But I didn't know half of the stuff you just said off the box. That sounds even better than it actually was. Because I was just flying an airplane. It's like, oh, let's go for these guys, and let's go for these guys, and let's go for these guys. And then you just said, like, what, you can control armies on the ground? And
apparently so.
Flipping heck, I'm going to get back into that, because I'm actually really impressed with this game. So, yeah.
And last up, my beautiful Katamari. If you haven't tried any of the Katamari Damacy games yet, the first 2 are being remastered, and now's a perfect time to give them a go. As this manual, it's green. I like green. And this disc is looking good, Tex. Time for the last pack of the box.
The king of all cosmos and the prince have returned in an amazing next-generation brilliance in beautiful Katamari. The game that took the video game world by storm is set to continue rolling up with new stages, cousins, and visual style. Play as the prince or one of the cousins, new and old, to roll up objects in all new stages and missions as you explore this brand new creative experience. With this new era, the hit style of gameplay is able to present an experience only hinted at in previous versions. Seamless Katamari, growing and animated presence add to the experience that has captivated hardcore and casual gamers everywhere. Now, I haven't played this game, so I'll put my hands up, but I tell you what I have played, We Love Katamari on the PS2. So if this game can take what the PS2 did, roll it up, excuse the pun, with extra visuals, extra graphics and more things to roll up on, I'm all up for it. I have to say, it's one of my favourite games, We Love Katamari. It reminds me of the good old days when I was growing up as a teenager. My younger brother Chris, he chipped my PlayStation 2. He chipped it. He gave me access to all the games. And before he left, he said, there's one game I want to show you. There's a massive list of games I could access, obviously. And he said, you've got to play We Love Katamari. Never heard about it before. And there was almost too much choice in that big list of games, but he pointed me in that direction, and I was addicted overnight. It's an unbelievably original game. It oozes fun. It oozes Japanese charm. I love the soundtrack. I love the gameplay. I honestly think it's one of my favourite games on the PS2. I rank it up there, maybe in my top 10 games of all time. I'm definitely going to get the remastered version on the Switch in the coming months. It's coming out soon. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm actually quite interested to play this game. You know, I want to play all the games in the series. If it's anything, if it's half as good as the PS2 game, it could be better. It's definitely a game worth checking out. I can't speak highly enough about this. I really do recommend it. And as Tim said, you got to love rolling up your balls in this game. You got to keep turning those balls over, making sure you're rolling them up.
Oh, I love rolling my balls.
It's an awesome game. Yeah,
it's so good. I mean, you just pointed to it there. The awesome soundtrack, so good.
Yeah,
like even today, if you go in my car, Katamari Damacy is in the playlist. It is
so fun.
Being played pretty much every day. If you got kids, they'll love it.
All right, tell me about it. This is a good version, I take it. This is a good game.
I believe the Xbox 360 version, I think they added like online play.
Oh, okay,
they
cool.
kind of like went towards the online multiplayer aspect of it rather than the single play. And that is kind of where fans got a bit confused, I guess. But on the flip side, the graphics are better, obviously, than the PlayStation 2 version. So it's kind of, in a way, similar to the PlayStation 3 version. You know, it's kind of like more of a spin-off rather than a real sequel.
Still want to play it?
Love it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So if you're in the market for some Xbox 360 games that are used, Japan can be alright. I mean, this lot for $3, what a deal. And many thanks go to Adrian of Arcade Attack, which is the very best podcast for retro gaming. And talking about podcasts, I've started one with Wicked Gamer. All links are down below, please check us out. Anyway, this has been Amy Chicken of Team Pandory. I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra.
Don't forget to visit my massage parlor. Come, engage my stick.